Hey guys, Spacious here. Today I'd like to share my Uldaman gold farm that I've been doing. It's a really great farm for things like heavy leather and hides, and it can be very profitable just on its own. But what's really exciting is that the BOEs in Uldaman go for some crazy amounts of gold. They're pretty rare, but if you can get one to drop, then you're most likely going to become rich. The most expensive item that can drop in here is Pendulum of Doom, which can sell for over 10,000 gold due to how good it is for twinks and how rare it is. Now, I'm not saying that you're definitely going to get one of these because they are extremely rare, but combined with the fact that this is a pretty good gold farm by itself without the BOEs, it's a pretty nice one to do. So check out the video and see if you want to try it out. Alright guys, so there's not too much to Uldaman, so I'm just gonna kind of show you the pathing that I use and how I do the pulls. I split it up into 3 different ones. I start this first one here by pulling all the trogs in these green tunnels right when you walk in. The reason I don't do more is because, one, the oracles have a healing totem that can actually prevent you from being able to kill anything because it's so strong. And also, if you go too far out of these green tunnels, then these mobs will actually reset. So it's just easier to do this in separate pulls. So what we're going to do is just pull all the ones in the green tunnels, and then there's a little side cave. We're going to end this first pull in there and kill them all off. So when I get to this spot, my technique is to pop my water elemental and then go into an ice block, similar to Stratholm. The reason I do that is because I just want them all to group up on me, so that way we can do some shatter combos and try to get them down really quickly. If we spend too much time messing around with Blizzard and kiting them, they're just going to stay at full HP due to the healing totems. So you really have to try and do as much damage as you can in a short time frame, which is kind of why I sit here up close doing Flame Strike and Cone of Cold into Arcane Explosion. You see I actually get pretty low on HP, but this is the way you want to do it. Otherwise, you're just going to get out healed by the totems. So just be careful and keep your shields up and do whatever you feel comfortable with. And you should get them all down as long as you're using a combination of those spells. So the next thing I do here is I pull all of the trogs in this secondary chamber. I like to kill them here. I used to actually do this with the rest of the pull for the rest of the dungeon, but I had a few times when these mobs would reset and I didn't know why. So I ended up just killing them here, and this seems to save me the most time, so I highly recommend you do the same. Now we're going to start the main pull, and we're going to run a very exact path to make sure that we grab all the beasts, because a lot of our income is going to come from the skinning. So make sure to follow this path exactly, otherwise you might end up with some mobs that you can't slow down, and you're going to have a very bad time. If you have all these mobs chasing you and half of them can't be slowed, that'd be very bad. And you'll see actually right here I had a little bit of a problem with the scorpions resetting. I'm not really sure why. I had never had that problem before this run, but it didn't really matter because at the end I just came back and I killed all of them again. So I still did the dungeon in 13 minutes even with that, so it's not a big deal if it happens to you. Just kill them at the end. It's a lot easier. But make sure you're following this exact path, and we're gonna run through here and just aggro everything. I actually did a little bit of a blizzard here to hopefully keep the scorpions in combat, but it didn't work out. When you get to this part here, these bats, they have a silence ability. Most of the time you resist, but if at any point you do get silenced, you want to make sure to use ice block and cancel aura ice block so that you can remove the silence. Just because if you're in a bad situation and you can't use your abilities, you're going to die really quickly. So we're just going to continue to pull all the mobs that we can with Ice Lance. And then we've got a little bit of a tricky part coming up here, so pay close attention to this. We're going to pull all the trogs in this next room, and then we're going to run up the stairs, jump off the side, and blink immediately. This is the only point in the dungeon which you can potentially die, so make sure you do that exactly, otherwise the mobs might catch up and one-shot you. You saw that I actually got silenced right there, so I had to do a cancel or a ice block. It's very good that I still had it, because that would have been really bad. I would have just straight up died right there. Once you get out of that, you're pretty much home free. You just have to run back through here and go into this green room. We're going to pull the last group there, and then one more group in the tunnel, blink to the other side, and jump on the ledge. And then you'll see they actually have like a nice little pathing thing going on here. They have to run across the room, up the ledge, all the way around, kind of like slave pens. So this part's really easy. The mobs are low level, they should die relatively quickly. Just pop your water elementals, stuff like that, do flame strikes, and get them down. So after you get the main pull down, you just have a few different options you can do at the end here. You can just go back and kill all the mobs you miss if you have enough time. I did it in 9 minutes, so basically I'm just going to go kill the dwarves that are not slowable because they're a great source of mage weave. And I'm also going to kill those scorpions that reset on me earlier in the dungeon, although most of the time I don't have to do that. So these dwarves, they can't be slowed, but they do die to Arcane Explosion very quickly. So I just kind of spam Arcane Explosion until they're dead. They're such low level and they're normal mobs, so you're not really in any danger here. Just get them down as fast as possible to maximize your profit. So we got all the dwarves down, and now we're going to go kill the rest of the scorpions. Most of the time you don't have to waste time doing this. Again, I don't know why they reset this time and what made it different, but I ended up just killing them here because I had the extra time anyways. And we ended up here with around 73 gold at the end, 74 gold, and we killed almost 200 mobs. So not bad at all. If you have alts, you can probably park them at the start and get some free experience while you're doing this. And hey, if you're lucky, you might get one of those 10,000 gold BOEs. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing on my videos. I love it. And thank you for checking me out over on twitch.tv/spacious94. It's really awesome. Having a lot of fun hanging out with you guys, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.